forged from the love of liberty in the fires of hope and prayer. With boundless faith in our destiny, we solemnly declare. Side by side we stand, islands of the blue Caribbean Sea, this our native land. We pledge our lives to thee. Here every creed and race find an equal place, and may God bless our nation. Here every creed and race find an equal place, and may God bless our nation.
Heavenly Father, we come before you at the start of this new day, giving thanks for life, for health, and the opportunity to serve through this station. We ask for your divine presence to guide us in all we do. Bless this broadcast, that it may be a source of inspiration, joy, and unity to all who tune in. Whether near or far, may our words uplift, our music heal, and our message bring light to those who need it most. We pray for our listeners wherever they may be. Grant them strength for the day ahead, peace in their hearts, and success in all they put their hands to. Cover those traveling with your protection and those at home with your comfort and provision. Lord, may everything we do bring honor to you and be a blessing to others. Guide our steps, bless our efforts, and let this station be a vessel of positivity and hope. In your name we pray. Amen.
Your voice, your soundtrack, your station. New Era TT Radio. NETT Radio.
Radio Breakfast Show, bringing you the energy, music, and vibes to start your day right.
Yeah, everybody. Get ready to walk a mile and a half. Actually, somehow I feel we just walk a little more than that Carnival Monday and Tuesday. But you know what? The festivities are here. It's looking better. Each and every day, the excitement is building. With that, I want to say a very special good morning to you, Trinidad and Tobago. Good morning to our neighbors in the Caribbean. Good morning to our friends and family that are streaming all around the globe, your different time zones and time slots. Thank you so much for being here with us. It is New Era TT Radio, NETT Radio, the heartbeat of the Caribbean, and yes, we take you above and beyond. So glad to be in your company on this God Bless Monday. Yeah, coming out of the weekend, it is just that, a God Bless Monday. So let me say much thanks to the Heavenly Father for bringing us together for another day. And everything that we do, dear God, everything, let it be a blessing unto you. Sir Charles, that is me. Happy am I to be in your company. As you welcome everybody to the Get Up and Go, this is your breakfast show.
Wake up, it's a brand new dawn. The breakfast show got the vibes turned on. From Maracas Bay to the Savannah line, let's start the day in Caribbean prime. Good vibes rolling through the air. The breakfast show, energy everywhere. We talk, we laugh, we make you think. Grab your doubles or your morning drink.
Okay, I'm here. And all right, so we are here. And
Yeah, well, yeah, but good for you that you're here, you know, Sir Charles.
Right. Oh my God.
So good morning to all our listeners and viewers wherever you are across the planet, and of course, good morning to my co-hosts Sir Charles and Wendell. And of course, I just wanted to say, I know you have a choice in what you listen and what you watch, and thanks for choosing the breakfast show on this Monday morning, the beginning of the work week, as we get deeper and deeper into Carnival, and of course, as we head towards Carnival. Carnival is less than a month away, actually. So you know things are ramping up, and I still have no sense of what fets have passed, what sets are still to come. It's all a blur in my mind.
You haven't gone anywhere as yet.
No. But I mean, now and then I might go to one fete or something like that. But Carnival could pass me by sometimes, yes, because sometimes I'm so busy otherwise. But I mean, except for the actual days, you have to take notice of those days. But I'm talking about the pre-fetes.
Yeah.
But like experience was on this weekend, and it looked like it had a really good crowd in Skinner Park.
It did.
So I mean the drone shots that you saw from above were like, spectacular, and everybody in white, and it was like a sea of white. So yeah, so obviously the energy is still in the air for those of you who are into the carnival activities. But even for seasoned fetters who generally go to a lot of the fetes, my speaking to a couple of them, they were like, they're going to much less fetes this year, and they do have a sense that Carnival is a little less energized this year in their minds too. So I know, which was kind of subject of a poll that we would have asked. Anyway, but you know, it's Monday morning, so put a smile on your face, even if it is the beginning of the work week, and I know it can sometimes be a drag, but you know, put your shoulder to the wheel, so to speak, just like we are doing. Good morning, Wendell and Sir Charles. Good morning, guys.
Good morning, once again, Richard. Good morning to everybody for joining us, and Wendell, good morning to you.
Yeah, morning, Sir Charles. Good morning, Richard. Good morning, Trinidad and Tobago. And good morning, listeners and viewers all over the globe. I think today is a public holiday in the United States of America.
Yeah, Martin Luther King.
Yes, so happy holidays to you all. Well, I don't know that it makes much of a difference when you have a holiday in the United States. They go about business as usual most times, you know. But yeah, we're happy to be in the land of the living. Of course, condolences to those who would have lost loved ones, and happy birthday to those who celebrating birthdays today. All right, and who celebrated birthdays over the weekend. I think St. Mary's Fete is coming up soon, Richard. You're not going?
No.
Okay.
Wouldn't tickets have been sold out for that already?
I haven't heard much about it, but I know it's
Usually-
coming up.
Because usually tickets sell out way in advance. But as I said, it's a kind of strange year. And I know some fets have downsized because of the increase in alcohol and stuff like that.
Yeah. Well, tickets gone up too in others.
Yeah, some tickets have gone up. So, but there seems to be a general kind of what's the correct word for it?
I know what you're going to say, but not according to the Minister of Culture. She seems to be convinced that it's a bumper carnival.
Well,
But
the
that's
Carnival Village certainly had, a great crowds.
yeah.
Going especially over this weekend.
So I don't know if
point
she's
out-
basing it on that.
but she probably is.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's certain events that will, but there's just a general sense in the air, I find.
But there was schools panorama over the weekend too that seemed to have been well attended. So congratulations to the winners. I think the St. Francois girls. Yes, St. Francois girls.
I had done St. Mary's College, because St. Mary's College had one, I think, together with St. Joseph Convent. And I think I've done them as a good news for sometime during the week. I can't remember.
But as you guys mentioned, that there seems to have been some pulling and tugging with this whole schools panorama between Pantry and Bago. There seems to be and the Ministry of Education and everything, because apparently yesterday was not actually like the schools panorama, like there was Pantry and Bago. There seems to be a split between Pantry and Bago and the Ministry of Education where the panorama is, because today I think the schools are in San Fernando in Skinner Park, So I think what happened, as I was being informed, is that some of the schools that would have performed in the yesterday were not able to use like their school names and things. And
I observed that.
New bands that emerged, they give themselves different names to participate, because there seem to have been some rift, like I don't know if the Ministry of Education is trying to take over the panorama, and apparently there was some rift also with the junior Calypso, but I think took a whole look wrong and they backed down on that. But and that is how
I think you're right. Sir Charles. There was some sort of standoff between Pantry and Bago and the Ministry of Education, because I listened briefly to Beverly Ramsey Moore last evening, and she was saying, like they went ahead and did their own thing without consulting them, or some sort of thing like that. So you're right, because a lot of the bands didn't actually use the school name, So, but all's well that ends well, I guess. However, the children get to play the pan. I am appreciative of it, regardless of who oversees it. You know what I mean? Because a lot of children play the steel pan.
Yeah.
And it's a way of keeping them out of trouble and keeping them together and so on. So I don't know what's happening today though, in terms of down San Fernando, but I guess it will involve more school children. So
yeah. But one thing for sure is that when they perform, I mean they are performing with an energy also. I mean, oh my word. It is really something else to watch these juniors perform with the same kind of energy that our seniors have been performing with over the years.
Yeah,
they're looking good and they sound. And what is nice too is that a lot of them, like some of the schools that were having problems in maintaining their pans, like certain pan sites in the area now, they're using some of those. So a lot of them are sounding plenty better now.
Yeah. I know in the senior bands, I see it confirmed over the weekend that that Massey All Stars will be playing the Will from Scrunter. Lord Kitchen, well, Scrunter's the Will. That he won the Calypso Monarchy in, I think, I can't remember what year. But I know I saw it confirmed that is what Massey All Stars going to be playing. They'll be hard pressed to beat that. Okay. If I remember that was designed for Pan. That's how back in the day tunes used to be. A lot of these calypsos used to be designed for. So it's gonna be hard to beat that, but let's wait and see. I have a bias towards Massey All Stars, so maybe that's why. Maybe that's what I'm saying. What I'm saying. But this weekend.
It's a band that I will look to.
We should do the good news fast because it had too much bad news over this weekend. So, and I don't want to start.
Okay,
so I think you should.
Let's get into good news.
Yeah.
All right.
Sorry, my English is not so good.
It's okay.
I have written some.
That's fine.
Okay. First of all, congratulations. Your empathy deserves to lead. Okay. Number 1. Number 2, thank you for creating softness in people's heart. In world where people are not united. Okay. The third one, please continue to be our light and hope during this difficult time.
Thank you.
Really, you, my family, my daughters, my husband, everyone. When I go outside New York, I see some happiness and satisfaction in people's face. I'm a very good observer. So I saw a little change in their people's faces, like hope, light, happiness because of you.
Thank you. What's your name?
Samina.
Samina?
Yeah, I'm from Pakistan.
Pakistan से?
Yeah, उर्दू आती?
हाँ. पढ़ तो नहीं सकता हूँ.
नहीं
बोल तो
पढ़ते.
सकता
लेकिन मैंने तो मुझे ये था कि मुझे पता नहीं इंग्लिश. मेरी बेटी कहती नहीं मामा उनको आती है, आप जाए आप उर्दू में बात करें.
कहाँ से हो पाकिस्तान?
पाकिस्तान लाहौर. लाहौर से.
मैं एक दफा गया था.
गया था लाहौर.
बहुत ही खूबसूरत शहर.
बहुत खूबसूरत शहर है, लेकिन आप जैसे लोगों ने आके न्यूयॉर्क को बहुत खूबसूरत बना दिया है. यकीन करें, वो खूबसूरती अलग है, बिल्डिंग्स की, हर चीज़ की बिल्डिंग, लेकिन जो खूबसूरती आपने लोगों के दिलों में दी है ना, और जो सॉफ्टनेस डाली है, मैंने बड़े बड़े हार्ट्स को बदलते देखा है यहाँ पर.
थैंक यू.
ऊपर वाले भी और नीचे वाले भी, दोनों. आपने लोगों के दिल बदल दिए.
थैंक यू.
और ये आप एक कितने गिफ्ट होता है अल्लाह की तरफ से, वो आपको मिला है.
थैंक यू.
मेरी इतनी मुझे खुशी हो रही है, मेरी समझ नहीं आ रहा मैं और क्या बात करूँ. इंग्लिश मुझे अच्छी आती नहीं, मगर मैं आपसे इंग्लिश में भी अच्छी बात आती नहीं, मगर मैं आपसे इंग्लिश में भी अच्छी बात.
जो भी बोलना है.
आपकी आंखों में जो एक सच्चाई है ना, वो किसी से छुप नहीं सकती, किसी से छुप नहीं सकती. नहीं.
थैंक यू. Thank you. Thank you.
So that was good news for this morning. But it's kind of it seems as if the world has become so much more harsh and people so much more rigid and lacking in empathy in so many ways. And you're seeing it here too. You're seeing it in Trinidad and Tobago too.
For real.
So that a lot of times in Trinidad and Tobago, even though I think the UNC articulated a platform of hope, it has not translated into that. It has translated into a lot of people feeling darkness, is want of a better word, because of the loss of jobs. So many jobs that were lost within the first couple of months. So many people went on the breadline. A man committed suicide because he couldn't maintain his family. I mean, the increased cost in so many things for so many people, for which has already been a struggle. And, I read one of the economists talking about it, and they're saying, because it seems as if Trinidad and Tobago is in, a certain kind of economic space right now. I mean, we've had it difficult for a while now in terms of very little growth, but you never felt it in this way, I find, in terms of how you see the society reacting the increase even in traffic fines, which some people support and some people don't. But I think the increase in traffic fines came at a point where people felt that there was so much heaviness.
Yeah.
In terms of everything else going up. Now you're seeing businesses closing. And I saw one economist saying, well, you know, it's a collection of things that have happened over the years. Why now seeing the results? Maybe, but no, you know, I always say economists are always kind of guessers too. They're just trying to analyze, but in a particular kind of framework. But it's under your watch that all of these things are happening. And your platform is kind of oppositional to what the results are. And this resonated with this woman and Mandami, and how she felt that, you know, that he brought a certain hope and empathy, which seems to be lacking. Of course, in the United States, there's so much division. And then globally, when you see all of the things erupting, you had the thing in Venezuela, you had what's going on in Iran, 2,000 plus people protesting, killed for the right to protest. Over 2,000 people, you know, are murdered by the Iranian regime, is what I would call it. And then you have the issue with Greenland and the ramping up of tensions between Europe and the United States. It just seems as if the world is in a very dark place, or is getting into a darker place. And Trinidad and Tobago is not exempt from it.
Yeah.
You got some of the news over the weekend of Venezuelan migrants who did the right thing and registered, and going back to be registered and given deportation letters. That whole empathy issue. And, you know, in uncertain times, and politicians and leaders, rather than leading with hope, lead with arrogance, lead with stubbornness, lead, and this is global, I'm talking about, in Trinidad and Tobago too, and with that lack of empathy as if it's a badge. And at some point in history, I suppose this time will be judged in how people have dealt with the planet and how people have dealt even in Trinidad and Tobago. It will be judged. The stubbornness of another stubbornness, and I wanted to just show a quick video. One of the stubbornness too of the UNC, and UNC, sorry to pick on you, but when you're in charge, you get more criticism because you're being watched more because you're in charge. But the issue of you holding your press conferences at the UNC, if the PNM was doing that in Balize House, I would have objected as strongly, and they would not have finished hearing my objections.
But I'm sure the country would have objected.
I objected about the Balize tie, which is even less of an issue. The little Balize they used to have on the tie, I used to object about that. Do not wear your party symbols when you're doing government business, because you are representing all of us. And the kind of stubbornness of government officials to say, yes, we are right to hold it in the UNC headquarters, it is unimaginable to me that people are using any level of critical thinking to justify that.
Yeah.
You know, because it's blatantly wrong, because you are representing all of us when you are elected. And it just creates more divisions and more lines. And that's not what the country needs.
Yeah. That level of arrogance.
To see you being more encompassing and being more empathetic and trying to get rid of those divisions. That's what the country wants. And well, what Can had something to say on that, if I could just play.
When I see the government of the day, which is the government of Trinidad and Tobago, pushing ahead, where every Sunday government ministers are talking about government policy on a UNC platform, a party platform, that is horrible. It would appear that Canada is pushing our country along the lines of socialist behavior. Chavez reported to the people and Castro reported to the people on their party platform. This is wrong. For God's sakes, fellas, grow a backbone and help us prevent our country from going down the road of socialist communism and dictatorship. It starts small, for I am warning the country that what Kamala is doing is slowly pushing our country along the lines of Chavezism and also Castroism. Forget this bullshit that she's supporting Trump and free country. That is for the gas. However, our country is being turned on its head by having these ministers reporting to the population on government policy on a UNC platform. UNC platforms are for party policies, not government policies. All you wake up now.
I swear you was going on cross stage just now, yes?
Richard had to probably edit that before.
No, I didn't edit anything. I only saw it late last night. I said, look, but he is a former UNC minister.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he's under the People's Partnership, but he's a UNC supporter, and he's also a Trump supporter, if I remember correctly. He said he was a Trump supporter in an interview with us, but he doesn't see it as being Trumpian. He sees it as something else. And I'm just saying, leadership is such an important thing in terms of the messages you send, especially to our younger people, and leadership resonates throughout a society when people see what's acceptable and what's not. And which is why I always have criticized Dr. Rowley for his use of language when he was Prime Minister and how he said what he said. And when I felt it was inappropriate, I said it was inappropriate. And so I've also done with Kamala Persad-Bissessar, the current Prime Minister, because leadership demands more in terms of what you say and what you do. And when you have relegated leadership to being anecdotal kind of speech that says that you're big and you're bad, for example, and that you could just say whatever you want and it's all right because you're in charge, and you're kind of trying to visually remind people via the visual cues that you're in charge, which is really what they're doing. It goes against the intellectual democratic principles of what democracies and Western democracies, of which we are one, that's where we really align ourselves, what we stand for. Governments in Western democracies couldn't just stand up in their party headquarters and talk about government business. There will be lots of criticism from the society.
Yeah.
And not only that, ministers know this. You who are all doing that, you know this.
Well, do they have a choice? Because I guess, Richard, that they are being summoned there. Because I think the media questioned Kirk Megu, who is officially what? What is his position? Public Relations Officer for the
PRO,
UNC.
I think he's PRO.
And he basically said, this is democracy. We are the UNC is the government, and we're in charge. He basically said that. I'm using my words. You understand? That this is what we're gonna do. And they put the UNC flag at the back of them and then the national flag. You understand?
The optics are wrong from a leadership point of view. Mm-hmm. And especially when you're leading a country of a multitude of people who not necessarily your supporters, but you're giving government policy that affects them. That's wrong. But it's a further indication to me, because of that kind of stubbornness, why the special zone legislation should not be passed. You're already indicating that you are impervious to criticism. You're not willing, you're being stubborn about it, because this is coming from all sorts of sectors. Even the Trinidad and Tobago Chamber of Commerce has come out and said they have concerns about that special zones bill and how it's going to affect businesses, which I would have brought up in my speech about it. Mm-hmm. And so they have spoken out, and they don't speak out just so, because business organizations tend to be very conservative in their criticisms of government and legislation. They tend to be very deliberate because, of course, they don't want to offend governments, because they need to work with governments. Governments should be a good facilitator of business development and business growth, because it's an important part of the economy. So for the Trinidad and Tobago Chamber of Commerce to come out and say, look, we have some concerns about that legislation, it's indicative. And I really hope that the independent senators who are part of the society are watching on and seeing the signals and say, should you be given that kind of power? Remember, I said, I don't believe the Prime Minister should have that kind of power. I felt there should be an oversight committee if you were passing the law, but I'm not in favor of the law being passed at all.
Yeah.
Because I don't believe that states of emergencies in whatever form, whatever watered down form for zones, should be a crime-fighting tool where you infringe on the constitutional protections of citizens.
Yeah.
That should not be a tool. Do your job the constitutional way.
Well, last evening on news, this is I just digressing a bit here, but I want to do it before we greet the people in the chat. I was listening to the Minister of Minister of Defense, Wayne Sturge, answer some questions, and he said, and this was concerning the use of our airport for a plane to head to Venezuela, that he said if he would hazard a guess, he would say we were not involved. And I'm saying, because he said he was not aware, America didn't make them aware or anything like that. So, but why would you hazard a guess? You would know. You should know. But then he went on to say something very strange when they asked him about the pending end of the state of emergency. Something that I'm going to say exactly what he said. They asked him, is he fearful for his life because the person who had threatened him is about to be released from the state after the end of the state of emergency? He basically said he may still be charged. I don't know when, right? That the person may still be charged. And then he said if he had to choose between cancer and assassination, he would choose assassination. I found that very, very disturbing. That a minister would say he preferred to be assassinated than die of cancer.
I heard the statement too, and I thought it strange.
My God.
I thought it did kind of startle me. Rather than go the way, because you're the Minister of Defense, with all due respect, Wayne, you're the Minister of Defense. We should say, well, I trust in the security services to do their job.
Yeah.
So that, that whoever made those threats would be held accountable. And I'm not afraid because I trust in the robustness of the security infrastructure and intelligence to prevent that happening. That's the kind of more appropriate answer. But I don't know if he was just caught up in the moment and saying, if I had to choose that, well, you just said it. I thought it a little.
What he said.
I know, and I thought it was a little bizarre myself. I was like,
I kind of went, what? Time, so well, let's greet the people. Quickly, sorry to interrupt your flow, guys.
No problem. We had flowed already. We flowed all morning. Let's go. Brother Smith actually came in first this morning out there in Goodwood, Tobago. He said, just to have a white oak sandwich so that I can get some sleep. A white oak sandwich. I like how that sounds. I didn't sleep much either, Brennan. So welcome. You know what movie I watched last night for the first time? Even though I've always heard about it, spoken about it, saw parts of it, The Bucket List. I don't know why I still haven't watched that entire movie from start to finish last night. Valerie Mendoza says, good morning. Odell Guy, Eunice Dublin, Manuela Peters, Margaret Thomas, Ava Smith also says, good morning. Erica Charles, make us a channel of blessings, okay? Marlon Motley says, good morning.
Good morning, Marlon.
Diane Payne, Suzanne Jessup, and that's Suzanne, Suzette, and Mrs. Gemma. Robert Taylor, Brent Hackshaw, Apollina's Boy Bidesi from Davie, Cathy Ann Charles, and Arlene in Bronxville, Texas. Wendy Ann and Frank James says, good morning. CJ from New York, hope you're enjoying your holiday. Sherwin and Juliet Kerr out there in Arima, Carol Guevara, Ambrose Blah also out there in New York, Ian Stewart, Sherma Paul, Kenny in Harlem, Bernadette and Nelicia Yates. I think Nelicia is in, where is she? I see her posting from somewhere. I think she might be in New Zealand. Gavin Frank, Carol Guevara singing, Deborah Noel Surrett, Trinidad Margot, Trini Merle Kitchen in Oshawa, Ontario, Anon, Michael Cadet, Jennifer, who I think is Suzette, Scorpion Pepper, no, Elizabeth is Suzette. Sorry, my apologies, Jennifer. David McCarthy, Scorpion Pepper also says, is it that they want to move everything to South? Well, I don't know. Helen Prescott, Nicola Nichols, Margarita Chow, Chris Toussaint says Renegades playing The Lizard by Sparrow. Just waiting to hear what Desperado's playing. All right.
Tune Panorama.
Yeah, it's looking so, well, you know, when one go, all is go.
Old tune Panorama is this?
The competition is. Julia Samantha Ambrose Blah said, okay, we played that video, Mr. Blah. Mrs. R says, good morning. David Wares, thank you, Richard. It's as if the government is still in election mode. I saw an article pointing towards that, that they are going to continue in this election mode. Mr. Douglas, they are pushing the boundaries to see what people accept. Mrs. R said they're showing people we in charge. Samuel Paul said, Mr. Khan is talking. Mr. Paul, we don't use that kind of language here.
Please,
right?
please.
Yeah.
Yes,
you could use sour grapes. You could say sour grapes. You know what I mean? So we'll read that one. Carlisle Cupid, blessings all well said, Mr. Fuad Khan. Jashodra Ramla Khan says Fuad Khan is a dissident, so he will talk anything against the government. Wendy and James, we must wake up. Anon, most Trump supporters are QAnon. I don't know what I mean. Ava Smith, the government represents the whole country, not part of Apollonius. I do hope the people really wake up and see where this woman is really pushing our country. But God will soon stop her in her tracks. Wake up, people. Wake up and pray. Finbar Collins, it's so ironic. She supported the removal of a dictator and she's here doing the same thing. Jason Samuel, Wendy and James chatting, Scorpion Pepper, and Wendy and Samuel and Jasodra. And Wayne Ramsey says, good morning. Carlisle Cupid says, he wonder what Sir Charles's position. Helen Prescott, very strange. Cathy and Charles, I was also shocked by the minister's comment. Mrs. R says Sesame Street characters. a lot of text, right? So Kerwin Duke, done. And that's it for greetings this morning. West Indies play Afghanistan this morning at 10:30. Thanks for that, Jason Samuel. I think we lost one match yesterday. Yeah, on the 19th, I think, right? Against the same Afghanistan. Yeah.
All right, so let me say good morning to Kent out there in Laventille, always here very early, to Colin and Kelly, heading out of Caranage this morning. Terry Ann Peters, good morning. Frank out there in Aruka, Secondary Group, you are both sides. Archbishop Ashton Clark, good morning. Shabin, enjoy your holiday. Judith out there in Tobago, good day to you. Mr. Beeps, Pity Valley people. Vincent Ashton, good morning. Peter Wilson, good morning. Sankofa, Zena, Brenda out there in Pinal, good morning. Ron DeSantis, good morning. And Evans David, good morning to all of you people and to the folks who are joining us on the Gael stream. Thank you very much for being here. So we're going to take a short break and we will be back. And remember, people, get ready to sing because later on today you have to sing your song, right? Karaoke, KANI OKI.
Hey, you. Yes, you. I'm talking to you. So you think I can sing, huh? Well, then be part of our Carnival Karaoke. You know what? I don't like that name. Let's call it Carnival Karaoke. Carnival Karaoke. We'll call it KANI OKI. Yeah, so you can be part of our Carnival KANI OKI on the breakfast show on New Era TT Radio. Yep, it's happening Monday to Friday at 7:50 a.m. starting Monday the 19th of January, and all you have to do is sing a verse and a chorus of your favorite Calypso, soca, chutney, old or new. Just sing it good. And you could be our KANI OKI singer, our champion for 2026. We're taking 2 contestants every day, and we're choosing one winner whose name will go into the championship box. And on Carnival Friday, the 13th of February, we'll have a grand draw for the KANI OKI champion on the breakfast show. The first ever. Prizes? Well, don't worry about that. You'll get something. Just come and sing and be part of our Carnival KANI OKI on the breakfast show and New Era TT Radio. Sing, the man, sing!
Jump into savings at Furniture Plus. Enjoy up to 40% off in-store and online. Find amazing deals on furniture, appliances, mattresses, and more. Plus extra discounts on credit plans and free gifts with select purchases. Save more at Furniture Plus today.
This carnival, the seas are calling.
Production Sounds and Ace Limers Entertainment presents Foreign Exchange.
Foreign Exchange. A carnival season boat ride like no other.
I wanna be somewhere where the music is.
Sunday, February 8th, 2026. Hearts Cut, Shakarama.
Step aboard the Ocean Pelican and experience where soca meets the open water.
Boarding 7 p.m. Sailing 8 p.m. Music by Production Sounds.
D.O.C.
Kevin Baker. Beats by Robin, Young Pro, and Bounty the Voice. DJ Eldon. And featuring International Steven. All the way from the U.S.
Tier 1 tickets, $250. Tier 2 tickets, $300. Cooler included. No glass bottles allowed. Get your tickets now at islandetickets.com or call 29218-4747.
Sunday, February 8th, 2026. Hearts Cut, Shakaramas. Foreign Exchange.
With your bad energy.
S&H Rumbox, 137 Western Main Road, St. James, for all your retail and wholesale needs for alcohol and non-alcoholic beverages. Call us at 686-0599 or visit us at 137 Western Main Road, St. James. S&H Rumbox, drinking out of the box.
Advertise with us on New Era TT Radio, the fastest growing streaming platform for talk in Trinidad and Tobago. Audio and video ads welcome. Elevate your brand with us. Connect with us at newerattradio@yahoo.com or call us at 299-5156. Now what are you waiting for?
All right, well, we go straight into the newspaper headlines. Today, of course, is Monday, January 19th. Man swindled in $52,500 exchange trick. Apparently, he was supposed to get
that is madness.
Some cash, and he got a bag with some dollar notes and paper, I think. But why you didn't check it before you walk away? Violent TikTok threats target Rio Claro East Secondary School. That was one of the calls we got last week, and a story that I had read. It's supposed to be someday this in February. Man robbed of everything after giving lift to Steve in Diego Martin. Now he pick up somebody he know. He recognized, and the person say, because I guess the person was going his way. And when he reached where he was dropping off the person, he got robbed. 2 men vanished after boarding boat in the Gulf of Paria. Shoot-she threat in Mova taxi stand robbery. And of course, some other stories that trending is Barron has been given aid by the Ministry of Culture. He is now in a home. So Minister promises monetary aid for Aiden Barron. Kishon once more, of course, that's in sport. And of course, the body of that young man was found in San Rafael, the young man who went missing in Prince's Town. Sir Jamal, I can't remember his surname, I think it's Rampasad, who went missing. His body was found in San Rafael. That's a very sad story.
Very sad. That's a very sad story.
Yeah, you know. So those are stories trending today in today's Express, people. Richard, your mic is off. Still off.
Are you hearing me now?
Yes, now here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I said, and that was some online date he had done so.
Well, is it? Because he was in a restaurant with his family and met someone, in the restaurant. At least that's how the story came across.
No,
And
that's how the story came across to me. The story came across that he was in the restaurant. They were having like a family dinner or whatever at the restaurant. And then he had an online date and the girl came at the restaurant.
So I didn't get that part. I thought he just met her at the restaurant.
No, that was him. Well, at least that's the interpretation I got from that article.
Mm-hmm.
And he told the family, look, he will get a drop home.
All right,
yeah. And he'll find his way home basically.
Mm-hmm.
And he went with the woman, and then you're dead.
Well, your wallet is found. Your wallet or phone? Phone is found on the road.
Yeah, but you're dead.
You dead? How? Why?
So that woman, whoever came, I assume she's on video footage. She has the police will have to question her.
I'm sure.
You know, as part of the investigation, you know, into his murder, because it's a murder.
The other crazy story Richard, that came out over the weekend was the one where the father was supposed to have fallen off a coconut tree. And at the funeral of the father, the son was arrested because the family had said the father, they were all drinking and so on. And he went and climbed a coconut tree and fall off the tree. And when the autopsy came back, it showed something completely different. And the son was arrested. But even if the father, Richard, had fallen off a tree, the story went on to say he was kept at home until it was so bad that they had to carry him to hospital. Shouldn't they have carried him to hospital right away? I read that story and I started to say, what madness going on in this place?
Yeah.
They should lock up everybody.
Go ahead, Richard.
Anyway, like the news day for today. A regional Carnival dollars distribution begins before January 21st. Was it before? Yeah. Begins on January 21st. I know I'm saying before. Ailing Baron gets money for medical expenses. UNCPRO government policy formed at UNC headquarters. You know, Lemash, I already said what I had to say on it. Yeah. And that kind of doubling down in stupidity is what aggravates me. But anyway, Wayne Sturge, I am not afraid to die. And Junior Panis shine in the savannah. Let me see if there are some others here. 4 held stolen vehicle recovered in police exercises. Well, so good job, police. 31-year-old jailed after robbing cop. Good job, police. Government to pay former private sugarcane farmers. Former private, okay. Artist Sarah Beckett bids goodbye to Trinidad and Tobago. And Munilal NGC pulled sponsorship of Steel Pan and TASA. And of course there is a snapshot of the front page. Zones bill will worsen stigma in hotspots. Scotland raises concern over anti-crime law. PM THA bill will lead to better service. And Irene Ryan claims innocence, a COP report released. Yeah. Even if the PNM was bringing out this special zones bill, I would say do not support it.
Well, the PNM...
The Prime Minister should not... The Prime Minister, I don't care if it's a PNM Prime Minister, UNC Prime Minister, whatever else Prime Minister, should not have that kind of unchecked power, in my opinion. There should be checks and balances. And in any case, I don't support that kind of legislation, period, because the police need to be equipped to do their job constitutionally.
Mm-hmm. Well, the PNM did say it was a consideration, and they shelved it. When they were in charge, it was a consideration, and they shelved it. Rightly so. But we'll see where it goes.
All right, Richard, you finished there?
Yeah, I am.
Okay, so in The Guardian today, some of the stories are: I am not afraid. Defense Minister responds to release of SOE detainees. Also in The Guardian, we have Serge Zoso's not like SOE, needs senator support. Government reaches settlement with Proman over Clico Energy. Stage again, TNT had no advance notice of U.S. military movement. UNCPRO defense holding media conference at party headquarters, and that is where our poll is coming from today. Minister TTPS assures safety of staff, students at Rio Claro Secondary, and 2 missing oyster harvesters found drifting near La Brea. So, yeah.
What's an oyster harvester? You know, I don't know what that is.
Oyster harvester? They're going looking for oysters?
No, they said 2. He said his story is that 2 oyster harvesters found drifting.
Yeah, it probably like a barge or something.
I don't know what I don't know that. If that was to steer me straight on, I would know what it is. I don't know what that is. An oyster harvester.
Well,
what is that?
they were on a boat somewhere and they were missing, and they were found drifting.
I got it. Is it actually people?
People found.
Yeah, the people were found.
Or is it people?
Yeah.
That's not how the article came across. It came across.
I thought it was
machine.
Machinery, you know?
No, I got it. The people. The 2 men.
The 2 men?
Yeah.
All right.
That's not how it came across at all. And it's so strange to refer to the 2 men as oyster harvesters.
Yeah. Normally they say fishermen, but they're fishermen at the end of the day.
Fishermen found, drifting. You would understand that. Oyster harvesters is like, what the hell is that kind of machine that's drifting by itself?
I said it's machine.
That's
where my brain went. What the hell is an oyster harvester? They didn't even say oyster fisherman, to kind of like, well, okay, I get it.
Yeah.
Anyhow, just before we get into our phone calls, let's get into our Did You Know segment. Yeah.
District of Moruga to the very south of Trinidad, these now free families continued to show a diligence that astounded those who witnessed it, marshaling their new destinies with a fierce determination. They became distinctly known as the Americans.
Trinidad was a very recent acquisition as a British colony. It was not well populated. It was not one of the more established colonies in the West Indies. So that meant that it really suited the British governor at the time to bring in new populations.
Here you had a group of people who would do anything to gain their freedom and went through incredible ordeals in a very remote island far away from their home, which was the southern United States, and yet forged a community and kept hold of their pride and their sense of identity and their special kind of Christianity right up to the present day.
There were 6 companies. My family happened to be part of the 4th company. But to walk into a community where 200 years later you see the signs of the 1st company, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, is just an amazing revelation to me.
Not only was the physical development of the company villages a significant part of the lives of the Americans, but their spirituality, which had carried their hearts through slavery and the war, continued to be at the very center of their lives. One man, Samuel Ebenezer Elliott, a descendant of the American people, had become one of those healers that restored the unsure eyes of the sick to the light of day.
Papa Niza, Ebenezer Elliott. He was a true American, a member of the 3rd Company Baptist Church, And he had his own little chalet where he used to attend to people, attend to sick people. You would never hear Papa Nisa doing anybody anything bad. It's only about goodness. He had a tremendous reputation.
The company villages and the wider area of South Trinidad is still heavily populated by American descendants. Many of them not knowing that they descended from persons who rejected slavery outright and triumphed over it before the disbelieving eyes of the world.
All right, so that was our Did You Know segment.
Papa Nisa was an actual man.
Yes.
I thought that was folklore, you know.
Folklore? No.
Folklore.
Okay.
I'm sure your parents as you went, no, my Papa Nisa already.
I don't know, but I always hear about Papa Nisa. I thought Papa Nisa was like Sukuni and Duan.
And Mother Connox.
And Mother Connox.
They're real, those were real people.
Yeah, those were real people.
Wow. All right, so people, let's go to the lines. Let's take your calls. 281-1315-299-5156. Caller, good morning.
Good morning to John, Wendell, Richard.
Morning, sir.
Good morning.
I listened to the debate on the Zoso, and that is a very dangerous bill. The Prime Minister has unfettered power. Unfettered power to do what she wants and lock down a country or a zone, or lock down an area for 1 year, and they don't even have the ability to go back to Parliament to debate if she wants to extend it. I find that is really, really dangerous, and I don't think the independent senators supposed to support such a bill. I want to know when and how they're going to demark what is a zone. What would be the boundary? This is what I want to know. I am concerned about it. I'm listening. Okay.
Yeah, no problem.
To me, the boundaries can be as small or as broad as you want, and it'll be defined according to from this street to that street. That's how they would probably do it.
My question, Richard, and I'm asking you as an attorney, or any other attorney listening could answer.
Them answer.
When they declare a zone, a special operation zone, right? And they have the powers of going in there and searching without warrant and whatnot.
Supposedly with reasonable cause, huh?
Right. But what happens in other parts of the country if something is known to be happening? What happens then? Can they exercise that power that they now have for a zone in another part of the country?
No. It has to be only under that zone.
That is what
those contraventions to sections 4 and 5 can occur.
That's my question.
Right. So that's why think of it as a small state of emergency in a particular area, even though it's not as strict as a state of emergency in terms of they are affording you a certain amount of rights, like you have a right to, be visited by your attorney and family and stuff like that. If you're detained, if you're arrested, the arrest still has to follow certain constitutional parameters. But there is still some breaches of sections 4 and 5 within in terms of the police power to search and seize and stop you and ask for identification, even though they say with reasonable cause. We know with reasonable cause in Trinidad and Tobago, that's a very blurry term. I can tell you it's a very blurry term. And it'll just mean that the police could stop anybody and say, show me your ID. And if you say, well, no, I'm not required to show you any identification, because you have some people who will stand up for their rights.
1 minute,
what's your reasonable suspicion of me to ask me that?
Yeah.
So,
good morning.
Yeah. President, good morning, Mr. Charles.
Morning, Mr. Patrick.
Mr. Richard Raguba Singh and Mr. Wendell. Morning.
Mr. Patrick.
Last night I was having a conversation by a place next to you, Mr. Richard Raguba Singh. establishment now.
Yeah.
And when I went in there at a certain time around 5, and I leave there around 7:30. When before people leave, it was 3 guys and I. You know the place was empty? And they were talking about the effects that these taxes and prices and everything have on the economy. Like, the place empty, and that's not the only place I went this weekend, another place empty. What I'm trying to say, that the measures the government put into place bringing oppression and oppressing the people, and the people getting what they call frustrated and depressed. So I think the government is going to revisit some of the things, because I talked to that lady yesterday. She told me she drives, she car will be due to license the 22nd of this month. She's a teacher, her 2 children to drop to school, and she don't know how she going and do that. She have to park up the car. Right? So it's a sort of fear going on in the society.
You know why? Because a lot of those politicians that make those decisions do not empathize or understand the struggles of everyday Trinidadians and Tobagonians. They pretend to understand it. And this holds for both parties, and I make no apologies. They pretend to understand it, and that's why they move into all kind of laws that they say that good enough for them, which I always say is a kind of chant that is part of the oath that they take somewhere in a back room, that whatever good enough for them is what we're going to do. You know, that good enough for them kind of mentality. From both parties have it. Don't get tired. Both parties have it. And they are both lacking in empathy for what everyday Trinidadians and Tobagonians have to go through. That's why so many people don't vote. Because the everyday Trinidadians and Tobagonians who are struggling to pay their loans, or struggling to get their children's books, or struggling to pay for their children to go to school, or to pay the driver to drop the child to school, those Trinidadians and Tobagonians that struggle every day and get nervous and anxious about how their life is going to move forward by next week, Thursday, because they're not seeing where the funds coming from, because they're living paycheck to paycheck. Those Trinidadians not really that concerned about voting so much, because they're just trying to survive, and they don't see that the political elites are really listening to them. So that's why it's very easy for them to say, hike up the fines by double, pay an extra fee for if your driver's permit expire, because they will find money that good enough for them.
All right, hold it, run there, Richard, don't say anything more right now, please. When the poll? We're going for the news.
Well, Richard was saying the poll. That's what he was doing just now there. He was announcing the poll. Do you support the government hosting press conferences at their party headquarters? Yes or no? We need plenty votes on this. Do you support the government hosting press conferences at their party headquarters? Yes or no?
All right.
Poll on it during the news time, and when we come back, we'll continue the calls and the discussions. And then we'll also have
the news you need, the clarity you deserve. Local, regional, global. This is NETT Radio News Now.
This is News Now for Monday, the 19th of January on New Era TT Radio and Guy L Caribbean TV. I'm Derek McMillan. Thank you for joining us. Good day, everybody. The Law Reform Zones of Special Operations, Special Security, and Community Development Measures Act, 2026, was passed in the lower house, with 27 government MPs voting in favor and 11 opposition MPs against. The legislation gives Prime Minister Kamla Persat-Bissessar the authority to declare special security zones on the advice of the Commissioner of Police and the Chief of Defense Staff in areas affected by gang violence, crime, or threats to public order. Attorney General John Jeremy said the aim is to restore the rule of law, insisting the bill is not intended to marginalize any group. Opposition MPs warned of potential abuse of power, citing Jamaica's experience with similar legislation. However, government ministers defended the bill, saying it has helped reduce serious crime in other countries and will not be used to victimize citizens. Port of Spain South MP Keith Scotland has warned that the proposed zones of special operations law could further stigmatize law-abiding residents when the extended state of emergency expires on January 31st. Leading the opposition's response in Parliament, Scotland argued the bill risks infringing constitutional rights, including freedom of movement, property rights, and due process. He cautioned against replacing the state of emergency with what he described as another extraordinary security measure under a different name. Scotland questioned the government's reliance on similar legislation in Jamaica, noting court rulings that found aspects of those powers unconstitutional. He also raised concerns that 180-day designations could become permanent. Scotland said the legislation could deepen mistrust between communities and law enforcement, warning that residents of designated areas may live under ongoing collective suspicion despite doing nothing wrong. During the U.S. operation that removed Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro 2 weeks ago, at least one U.S. military aircraft was reported operating out of Trinidad and Tobago. Air traffic control data and open-source analysis indicate that a U.S. Air Force-operated CN-235 aircraft arrived at Piarco International Airport from St. Croix in the hours before the raid and later departed during the operation. Records suggest the aircraft returned briefly to Piarco about an hour after the operation, dubbed Absolute Resolve, before leaving again for the U.S. Virgin Islands. The aircraft's role has not been confirmed, but it is believed to have been unarmed and not directly involved in the Caracas raid. U.S. officials have said the operation involved hundreds of military aircraft deployed from more than 200 bases. Allegations that SWMCOLL's acting CEO and corporate secretary, Ria Ramdeen, coerced contractors into making so-called donations are now under investigation by the State Enterprises Board and the legal department of the Ministry of Public Utilities. Public Utilities Minister Barry Patterath confirmed the probe, saying the allegations predate his tenure. Contractors claim they were instructed to make check payments to a private company, Cross Country Food Traders Limited, allegedly to secure continued work or payments owed. One contractor, Sastry Ramroop of Construct Rights Services, submitted documents alleging extortion and said his company is still owed money for work completed. Records show multiple contractors issued checks totaling more than $66,000. Cross Country Food Traders Director denied knowledge of any improper arrangements, saying the funds were used for donations. A San Fernando-based promoter has filed a breach of contract lawsuit against Jamaican dancehall star Vybz Kartel, claiming he wrongfully canceled a major performance despite receiving more than $1.1 million in payments. Jacho Entertainment Limited filed the claim in the High Court on January 13th, alleging Kartel failed to appear at the One Caribbean Music Festival in Port of Spain on May 31st, 2025. The promoter says Kartel was contracted for a fee of $1.35 million and had already been paid about 81%, with the balance due on arrival in Trinidad. According to the lawsuit, Kartel did not board his scheduled flight and later announced the cancellation publicly, blaming the promoter. Jacho Entertainment claims the cancellation caused millions in losses and reputational damage, and is seeking damages, restitution, and interest. As we go internationally, tensions are rising after U.S. President Donald Trump threatened tariffs against 8 NATO allies, unless they support his proposal for the United States to take control of Greenland. Denmark and Norway are expected to address the issue later today, while EU ambassadors have convened an emergency meeting in Brussels to coordinate a response. U.S. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent defended the tariff threats, saying President Trump is using America's economic power to avoid conflict, claiming Greenland would be safer under U.S. control. The remarks have drawn sharp criticism from European leaders. Scotland's First Minister John Swinney said tariffs should not be used as a bargaining chip, warning they could damage exports such as whiskey and salmon. Meanwhile, Denmark's Deputy Parliamentary Speaker rejected the idea outright, saying you cannot sell a population, calling the proposal modern slavery. And that's news at this time.
That was news now. Stay informed with New Era TT Radio, NETT Radio.
Jump into savings at Furniture Plus. Enjoy up to 40% off in-store and online. Find amazing deals on furniture, appliances, mattresses and more. Plus extra discounts on credit plans and free gifts with select purchases. Save more at Furniture Plus today.
S&H Rumbox, 137 Western Main Road, St. James, for all your retail and wholesale needs for alcohol and non-alcoholic beverages. Call us at 686-0599 or visit us at 137 Western Main Road, St. James. S&H Rumbox, drinking out of the box.
This carnival, the seas are calling.
Production Sounds and Ace Limers Entertainment presents Foreign Exchange.
Foreign Exchange. A carnival season boat ride like no other.
I wanna be somewhere where the music is.
Sunday, February 8th, 2026. Hearts Cut, Shakarama.
Step aboard the Ocean Pelican and experience where soca meets the open water.
Boarding 7 p.m. Sailing 8 p.m. Music by Production Sounds.
D.O.C.
Kevin Baker. Beats by Robin, Young Pro and Bounty the Voice. DJ Eldon. And featuring International Steven. All the way from the U.S.
Tier 1 tickets, $250. Tier 2 tickets, $300. Cooler included. No glass bottles allowed. Get your tickets now at islandetickets.com or call 29218-47.
Sunday, February 8th, 2026. Hearts Cut, Shakaramas. Foreign Exchange.
With your bad energy.
Advertise with us on New Era TT Radio, the fastest growing streaming platform for talk in Trinidad and Tobago. Audio and video ads welcome. Elevate your brand with us. Connect with us at newerattradio@yahoo.com or call us at 299-5156. Now what are you waiting for?
Your mid-morning just got better. Join Sir Charles for the mid-morning mix and mingle, where good music, real talk, health, and family matters come together, and your voice is heard. Whether you're at work, on the go, or just taking a break, this is the perfect mix to keep you engaged, informed, and entertained. The mid-morning mix and mingle, weekdays, 9 a.m. to 12 noon on New Era TT Radio, NETT Radio.
Fresh energy. This is the NETT Radio Breakfast Show.
That is not good, so don't come here to judge. Another gal I jam with. So what? I just want to leave my signature on everybody part on the gal. So don't come and bring no talk and make no drama start. Cause I just taking a walk, don't be so judgmental. Cause I just taking a walk, don't be so judgmental. Just leave my business and mind your own. Judge me cause I have no control of no gal. Hold me tight and wine on me. I have no control of no gal. Bumper have a serious in. I have no control. No gal who is not my own. Oh, what is the purpose of being a man and not jamming on a gal? What is the purpose of going dance and not jamming on a gal? My mother tell me there's nothing wrong with any interaction with some. So if you see me jam a gal and I have a woman, just know that that is not good. So don't come here to judge. Another gal I jam with, I take a little dance with. So what? I just want to leave my signature on everybody part on the gal. So don't come and bring no talk. Everybody is free. Wait, take a pic of our girl. Everybody is free. It's that you coming down with all our body.
NETT Radio Breakfast Show. Fueling your day with the best music and real talk.
And I tell you, that is exactly what we are bringing to you. The best music and, of course, the best talk. You get it right here on New Era TT Radio. Welcome inside the second hour of the Breakfast Show. New Era TT Radio, NewEraTTRadio.com. That is where you find us all day, every day. Let me say good morning to the folks on Gaia Caribbean TV. The folks who are picking us up and down the Caribbean, courtesy of Gaia. Some parts of North America also. Yeah, good morning, everybody. Thanks for being here. All right. Remember, when we come off of the Gaia feed after 8 o'clock, around 8:30, somewhere around there. You can join us at NewEraTTRadio.com, New Era TT Radio on TuneIn. Yeah, that way you can listen to us all day, every day, okay? Nice. So, continue to vote on the poll, yes or no. Do you support the government keeping their press conferences at the UNC headquarters? You're voting yes, you're voting no. And then you can put in all your comments after that, right? And when we come back, we'll tell you how you voted, right? But we're getting ready to sing today. I hope all you brush up on all your KANI OKI. Choose your Calypso. All you can do like All Stars and Despot. All you can choose an old song. Yeah. All you can choose an old song, right? Just sing it good according to Richard, right? And just before 8 o'clock, we're going to take two persons a day, right? I know we have a lot of people line up, but 2 persons a day. But if you didn't get through today, you can always try tomorrow. You have the next couple of weeks to try and get inside of here, okay? So don't go anywhere, we will be back.
Hey, you. Yes, you. I'm talking to you. So you think you can sing, huh? Well, then be part of our Carnival Karaoke. You know what? I don't like that name. Let's call it Carnival Karaoke. Carnival Karaoke. We'll call it KANI OKI. Yeah, so you can be part of our Carnival KANI OKI on the Breakfast Show on New Era TT Radio. Yep, it's happening Monday to Friday at 7:50 a.m. starting Monday the 19th of January, and all you have to do is sing a verse and a chorus of your favorite Calypso, soca, chutney, old or new. Just sing it good, and you could be our KANI OKI singer, our champion for 2026. We're taking 2 contestants every day, and we're choosing one winner whose name will go into the championship box. And on Carnival Friday, the 13th of February, we'll have a grand draw for the KANI OKI champion on the Breakfast Show. The first ever prizes. Well, don't worry about that. You'll get something. Just come and sing and be part of our Carnival KANI OKI on the Breakfast Show and New Era TT Radio. Sing, the man, sing.
Jump into savings at Furniture Plus. Enjoy up to 40% off in-store and online. Find amazing deals on furniture, appliances, mattresses, and more. Plus extra discounts on credit plans and free gifts with select purchases. Save more at Furniture Plus today.
Okay, everybody, and we are back with you here on New Era TT Radio and Gaia Caribbean TV. And, well, I see Richard has probably fallen off a little bit. I'm sure he will rejoin us at some point in time. Also, Riddell?
I suspect, yes.
Right. For all the people who have been asking me about the KANI OKI, right? So how it's going to work is that you are going to have your song ready on your end, right? Because if we play the song, you are going to be delayed and you're going to be totally out of time. So you can play the song on your side, either on your YouTube, whatever little box you have, a second phone, and you will sing. And we're taking 2 persons, right? If you don't get through today, you can probably get through tomorrow. You have all the way up until Carnival or Friday. That's about what? Almost a whole month, Wendell?
Almost a month.
Yeah. Almost a whole month actually. Yeah, to try and get in. So don't worry. I try and make sure you get in early. And I'm going to tell you why it's important for you to get in early too. If you get in and your song real good and nobody want to come in after, you're automatically going into the championship box.
Well, yeah. If you're the only person in junior
Yeah,
time.
if you're the only one, Wendell and Richard are nobody to judge. So,
Yeah, exactly.
So at least make sure that one person every day. You understand? Yeah. All right, so yeah.
All right.
Full time, Wendell.
Of course, yes. Our poll: do you support the government hosting press conferences at their party headquarters? And you ready?
Yeah.
All right. Ava Smith, no. Robert Harper, no. Bernadette Yates, no. Suzanne Jessup, no. Trini Gets Fit, hell no. Rena Boodoo Jennings, no. Kathy Ann Townsend, no. Bridget Buchanan, no. Diana Hamill, no. Michael Oliver, no. Shoma Paul, no. Sorry. Jennifer, no. CJ from New York, no. Carlisle Cupid, no. Anon, no. Kenny and Haram, no. Finbar Collins, no. Boy Bidesi, no. Scorpion Pepper says, of course, no. Brennan Smith, no. Joseph Clement, no. Colted Finch, no. Marlon Motley, no. Slick Money Grip, no. Prabha Ramdial saying good morning. Beauty Culture, no. Avion Abraham, no. Margaret Thomas, no. The Slimy Show, no. Howard Hernandez, no. Apollonus, no. Wayne Ramsey, no. Edwin Joseph, no. Kazim Mohammed, no. David McCarthy, no. Cheryl Henry, no. Hilary Zahn, no. Michael Cadet, no comment. I think he voted.
No comment.
I think he voted already. I'm not sure. Carlisle Cupid, no. Ron DeSantis, no. Eunice Dublin, no. Carol Guevara, no. Helen Prescott, no. And Magic says no. All right, those are, well, I didn't get all 100% no's. Yeah, see what you get there, Sir Charles.
All right, let me scroll through here. After double time. All right, so I have Junior saying no, Fifi saying no, Joanne in Mount Hope saying no, Mr. Beeps, not Mr. Beep, Mahi saying no, Captain Ron saying no, Stan Kofa saying no, Mr. Billy saying no, Raymond saying no, Miss Sampson saying no. Good morning, Miss Sampson. Freya says no. Archbishop Ashton Clark in Canada says no. Zena says hell no. Peter Wilson says no. Pauline says no. Sean Ram says no. Frank from Arizona says no. From Aruka, sorry. Brenda in Pinal says no. And Judith in Tobago says no.
Yeah, I'm reading a comment here from someone, but I look back in the chat and I haven't seen that comment. Ms. Cheryl Henry said, Jason Samuel, if the PNM held government press conferences at Bali's house, you would have never said it's not a big deal. What the hell you think there? But where is that comment that Jason Samuel said it's not a big deal? I didn't see that. I may have missed it.
Yeah.
But I have two other no's. Trini says no, and Larry Charles says no. All right.
It was a full. It was a full.
100% said no.
100% no. 62 people on the poll this morning. So they move up in the numbers. That's good. 62 of you said no. You do not support the press conferences being held at the headquarters of the UNC. So just
that's a no-brainer, and it really is a no-brainer, you know.
Yeah, of the population, and I think that I'm hoping that they will recognize that we have people. A snapshot we just took here, and a lot of people are saying no, that they don't support it. So,
well, but based on the arrogance of Cook Megu, I don't know that will change. But let's hope that they listen. because I mean the UNC people, I guess, won't have a problem with it. They won't make it. They won't see it as an issue. But it really is inappropriate. You know what I mean? And especially with a UNC flag, you're the government of Trinidad and Tobago. You've gotten a resounding mandate, all the same. You know, so just I mean,
stop it.
Wise and easy decisions now. You know what I mean? And that's an easy decision to make. You understand?
I mean, and that is the thing, you know. If when you're governing, you move out of party mode now, people.
I now see the comment, Miss Henry. I saw he did it quite early, actually, long before the poll. He said on the campaign trail, promises are made for everyone in the country. These speeches to the public are made from the party platform. I don't see the big deal. Well, that's completely different, Jason. You know what I mean? This is a government. That's a party. That's a party campaigning. You're now the government. You know, so you shouldn't be using your party headquarters for government press conferences, and you're calling it a UNC press conference.
And they calling it that. They're not even saying the government press conference. They're saying it's a UNC press conference. Yeah. And you're dealing with national issues. You know, you must be able to separate yourself from that. You are no longer representing your party or a party. You are now representing Trinidad and Tobago.
Yeah.
Yes. So, and when you have these conferences taking place, people from all around the globe are tuning into what you have to say because you're dealing with national issues. You know, so you can't be putting up that kind of face. All they need to do better than that, man.
Yeah, and they could, and they didn't do that last time they were in government. So why do you know?
And it's not such a hard thing to fix. So let's fix it now, man. People have been talking about it for too long. You know.
Yeah.
It's an easy fix. All they fix it. Or they can do better.
Yeah. All right. So I guess what are we doing now? Because we have some other features.
Any other story or anything that you wanted to deal with?
Well, there's one that we missed when we talked earlier on. The Prime Minister in Parliament on Friday insulting the member for Port of Spain North St. Anne's West by using a derogatory term that somebody whose name I will never repeat on this radio called him. You know, that the campaign is over. You understand? I mean, for the Prime Minister to go into Parliament and call Stuart Young that name, it's not necessary. You know what I mean? Why? You know? Politicians amaze me sometimes, yes.
Yeah.
They really do.
Yeah. And they really say to who much is given, much is expected. And it's maybe they should put it up on a big plaque somewhere in the Parliament building so they can recognize that you all are not just talking to each other by the rum shop. Or I don't know if they still had the tea room. They still have tea room, I think, with the team.
I'm sure.
Yeah, it's only that or nothing those, and that is why sometimes a lot of them get caught up with hot mics and that sort of thing.
Well, and that is what I read somebody say. Somebody said that apparently that hot mic comment that Stuart Young had made back then, she's not letting that go.
No.
She's still angry about it, and maybe that's why she would have done what she did on Friday. You know, but I mean, there has to come a time when these things have to stop. I mean, we can't go on like this because what would the electorate do in the next 5 years, Charles? It might never vote. People might just say to hell with that. Whoever win.
Yes.
It might never campaign because what could any party really go and tell the people what this one do? That's all I know. You could just campaign on what the other party do, you know. You'd rather campaign anything on what you want to do again, you know?
No. Did you see that video coming out of Guyana with the guy that shot himself?
Listen, I didn't watch it, you know. I couldn't watch it. I knew where the video was going, and I stopped the video. And then when I read the caption, I realized what happened in the end. Because even Dr. Pottinger sent it for me. and I can't watch a video like that. So
I mean,
I just
it's
figured
nothing.
that's where it was going when I saw how it started, and I just stopped it.
Well, I wasn't really expecting that. I thought it was maybe something would have been said, or something going on the road. So I'm going down, but then I said, "Well, wait, now we're going on here. It's shooting." What?
No, the idiot was pointing the gun at his head and showing
Yes,
me the
yes, and he
So you just know that was going to end bad.
and he put the gun on set. You understand? Because you see him pull the gun ready to fire, and wow, boy, that I don't know, boy, I don't know. That is really something else. But I saw it and I was
So
like,
you looked
wow.
at it to the end?
Yeah, I did because I was watching to see what it was going on. I didn't really expect that. I didn't expect that. I thought maybe something that would have been said, somebody name call, but I say, wait.
No, I read that play long as soon as that video started. I say when I see him thinking the gun and pointing it at it, I say this is going to end the way I think it's going to end. Because the person who sent it to me had no caption. They just sent a video. You understand? They didn't have the incident that actually happened.
Okay. All right, well, people, we can take a couple of calls before we get into the KANI OKI. So start to clear up your throat and think, hip, 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 hip. And get ready to sing. I hope Richard will come back in between there so he can help when they'll do his legend. Yeah. All right. So let's go back. Let's go to the lines. Caller, good morning.
Yeah, good morning again to the breakfast show. Over this weekend, something that served me, I think I was ventured this morning. I don't know why the thing is Savannah, I think they call it the flavor. Like we have a free show or something, right? And I'm seeing a lot of parents allowing the little children, I say little children, about 8 years and 10 and 9 and thing, right up in front of 11 o'clock. I heard all the MC talking something about who men can't take horn and how the men is horn for years and then one horn the woman give you. Those are not for children to be up singing and lapping up in front of the stage. I am calling, I think it's Mr. Gary Glasgow who is responsible for that flavor thing. Make sure to have a show in the morning for the children. And if the parents want to bring the children in like you, don't allow them to enter that places and those things that is going on there. People drinking alcohol and they saying anything is not for children. I'm making a client call to the organizers of that flavor. Don't allow children into that space. When it's on 9, 10 o'clock in the night and all kind of things, don't let them go in there. The parents are very irresponsible. Who are allowing the children to lap up and be around with adult behavior.
Yeah, adult entertainment and behavior.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks.
Mr. Billy, I support that.
I support you on that.
I support that. I support that.
Yeah,
Because I remember.
They should have some sort of, although I know it is a free situation because I think most of the shows is free, right?
Yeah.
But security, tell parents they cannot come with their children under 18, because it's not family entertainment all the time,
Yeah.
So and most of those situations, if you go in Calypso tent and parties, it is not family oriented. Somebody coming up and singing some kind of slackness.
Yeah, and you will get smart in Calypso. You will get smart in Calypso.
Yeah.
I remember you used to have the children's carnival that they have in St. James. And some of the DJs would be playing. I say, but it's a children's mass.
Yeah.
You I don't know. I walk up to one and say, you can't be playing that kind of music for a children's mass. Come on. There are so many other
stuff.
Okay, you could play.
Yeah.
Caller,
good morning.
Good morning, gentlemen.
Morning.
I more than anyone else, I hate when people insult my intelligence. And then I hate to see intelligent people have a conversation about stupidness. Let me do phrase it like how Mr. Tripp played that thing this talk. Wasn't Anaconda and what was the other one we had? We had another name that we call a certain, where we targeted a particular area. Wasn't that the same thing of what we're discussing now?
No.
And no, I think that might be a little different.
The simple answer to that, Lincoln, is no. And you, of all people, should know better because you served in the defense force. And according to them, with operations, it wasn't a state of a curfew and state of emergency and a lockdown of our area to be abridging people's rights.
So they are incorporating all of these things in it, not just targeted strikes in certain areas. But I didn't hear anything about curfew and things being discussed. So maybe
yes, all of that is
you know.
And then
so
it's a zone that where a state of emergency will exist. That's basically what
okay. So I was misinformed.
Yeah.
So that's something totally different then. But the whole point about it is that being solely in the hands of the Prime Minister.
Mm-hmm.
On the discretion of the police commissioner, who we know is compromisable already. That statement that he made showed his petticoat, and other statements that he made that showed his petticoat.
What statement is that?
Where he went out of his way to defend the mantra of the UNC government, right? The statement about the radar. They were detecting the guns, and everybody, including the radar, the designers, came out afterwards and said that is not possible. So he showed his petticoat by coming out and making that statement to double down on the statement that the Prime Minister made that the radar helped with the location of the boat. Right? And who don't want to see that blind or putting their head down in the sand like an ostrich? Right? So the Commissioner of Police is compromisable at the beckoning of the government of the day. Right?
Yeah.
So
we're trying to get the Commissioner of Police on the program before the end of the week. We're working hard on it. We've gotten a response that seems to be lean towards it. So we're hoping for the best.
Well, Lincoln, I have to agree with you on a certain level because there seems to be a very comfortable association between the TTPS and this government, and I suppose maybe it's because, and I think it's maybe because of the Minister of National Security, because he was a former police officer, Homeland Security.
Let me have another point. We have had a problem with crime and guns in this country for the last 20 years. How is it now, only after the ticket charges have been doubled, we are seeing that aggression with police and roadblocks on the streets? It seems to be the police are wielding the agenda of the government. And if
we said that last week, We said that last week. Like, is the police telling the government what to do and when to do it and how to do it?
And not just that, the police are enforcing the will of whatever. If the government come out in the morning and say red t-shirts are illegal, police will be up and down in this country locking up people with red t-shirts. They are so brainless. Right? All they do is, a sad job, I was part of it.
Yeah, but
all they do is follow instructions.
But the police don't make the laws. They have to enforce the law.
They'll have to follow the law. I'll have to agree with Sir Charles. They'll have to follow whatever the law is. So it's for forums like ours, it's for forums like this that you will have to say, well, no, that's a silly law, and raise objections about it. But once it becomes law, it becomes more difficult.
Yeah. Okay. No
Which is why, and I was very satisfied to hear that 100% of our listeners and viewers said that it is inappropriate for the UNC to hold press conferences at the UNC Center and call it a UNC press conference when you're discussing government business. Highly irregular and quite distasteful and wrong from every level, intellectual and otherwise. And the justification from ministers is so anti-democratic and anti-intellectual in any Western democracy that it boggles my mind why they are not standing up and saying, no, this is unacceptable. Because when something is unacceptable, say it's unacceptable.
Okay, Richard fellow. Yeah, but they remember the collective responsibility. They cannot individually come out and say, I ain't going to that press conference because it being held there. If the hierarchy say that is what's going on, they mightn't like it, but they will have to follow the rules. Caller, good morning.
Good morning, gentlemen.
Morning, Princess.
I want to shift the focus to economics. The government, clearly from my position, terminated the budget debate, because if an opportunity was given to scrutinize what they said totally, the intention to borrow $19 billion would have been more clearly articulated to the population. My concern is that this borrowing is from foreign sources, which has to be repaid in foreign exchange. And therefore the question arises, what would be the situation when they proceed to borrow this money in respect of foreign exchange? And more than that, the interest rate is likely to be fairly high because the country's economic status has been downgraded twice. I am a bit concerned, and I think that is being passed below the radar with all these low-hanging fruit, when from my perspective, the issue of a devaluation is clearly before us. I don't know what to think. It is frightening and of much concern to me.
Okay.
And that is all I have to say this morning.
Okay, no problem. Thanks very much. Yeah.
I must let you all know. Are you all hearing me?
Yes,
we are.
I must let you all know I had a wonderful spiel and I was talking to myself. It was wonderful. I rolled off my tongue. I was passionate. I was, full of energy. And the words just rolled off my tongue and nobody heard it.
So you didn't realize you got knocked out?
No. And not only that, Wendell, I said, okay, I am done. You all can speak now. And then I heard nobody speaking.
Well then, we got away with that one, right?
I say, well, the universe didn't want me to say that on the air, boy, and I get in trouble or something. No. So the universe say, hey, let me interrupt you.
Well, good morning to you.
Good morning. I'm not from Virginia, front and center.
Front and center, Virginia.
Yeah, and I rehearse some of the bands.
Why can't we center in front?
What's that?
Why can't we center in front?
Come now, man. You're going to distract Virginia.
This is a family show. We can't say that.
Yeah. Nice.
Hey, no, I don't know if you guys missed this, but the state runs, well, of course, we have the TV station, but we also have some radio stations too, right? That the state owns. I do not, and maybe you could correct me because I ain't tongue in a long time, but maybe out of tongue on another level. But are you all aware that one of the state-owned radio stations on the mornings have like a propaganda arm for their political party that runs, and it's state-owned? Are you all aware of that?
Yes.
Yeah, well, the state take control, right?
Right. Did the PNM ever do that? Now, I know all of the UNC people will call me a PNM, and then whenever I speak my mind, they call me one or the other, right? They might as well put a rainbow jockey shorts on me because I get called being, a hack or a sycophant for one or the other when I speak my mind. But did the PNM ever do that?
I
don't think so, right?
I don't think so.
I don't know that the PNM ever openly put their activists on the state radio or TV.
To push the agenda.
Yeah, to push the
agenda.
So
now I put this to my good colleague there, my brother Richard. Hasn't someone in the legal fraternity itself challenge this? Because this is wrong. I mean, even Donald Trump wear a MAGA cap when he sits before and he addresses the nation.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know that anybody has challenged it. I mean, and I don't know. Yeah, I don't know who will challenge it because the only people that challenge it. Let's look at logically who would challenge it. The only people that would challenge it is if you have an aggressive civil society arm, like a civil liberties union of Trinidad and Tobago that's aggressive, which we don't. The other person to challenge it really is the opposition. But this opposition, the PNM has never been litigious or as litigation oriented as the UNC. The UNC would use proxies in terms of challenging certain things. The PNM has never done that or has done it very little. So they don't use that route for whatever reason, whatever their decision-making process is. So that's not something that will be challenged. And I think people tend to believe that state-owned media in Trinidad and Tobago, unfortunately, coming from so many years under PNM and other political parties, we don't see state media as being independent. And so I suppose people will, in a kind of way, accept it, that the state media is not going to be independent, which of course is a kind of death knell to the state media, because the state media has wonderful journalists and stuff attached to them and who are trying to be professional about what they're doing, but they would be told that you can't say certain things.
Yeah.
They'll be told you can't say certain things, and you certainly can't say things that are against the government because it's state-owned, unlike, let's say, the BBC, which is state finance, but there are certain protections in between the state and the BBC that assists in maintaining a certain level of independence in terms of their reporting. That does not operate in a small island space like Trinidad and Tobago. And that problem has existed from the PNM go on with regard to state media. But I don't know how much of this spiel you all heard before we get into our KANI OKI. You all would have heard, but what I did mention was that when you took an oath as a minister, I don't know if you all heard that part.
No.
That when you take an oath as a minister, your oath is to the country of Trinidad and Tobago. Your oath does not say, I swear allegiance or I affirm my allegiance to the UNC and the state of Trinidad and Tobago. It doesn't say that. It says Trinidad and Tobago. And so there is an intellectual dishonesty that takes place with the kind of infantile sort of attempts to justify what is wrong in terms of those government press conferences held at a party headquarters. It's wrong. And it's a further indication, in my opinion, of why independent senators should not support that special zones bill. Because this government is already indicating that they're impervious to what obviously is intellectually wrong in terms of how you hold your press conferences, that you stubbornly double down on it. And that indicates to me that you should not be trusted with unbridled power. And that's what that zone gives. It gives that prime minister unbridled power to call those zones. And which is why I had gone through a whole thing last week about why, if it was to pass, they needed an agency that it had to go through first. Because you need to have a check and balance.
Yeah.
And some of the data coming out of Jamaica with that is that there were more police killings, etc., under that legislation. That legislation had very mixed results in Jamaica. People may not know that. But it had very mixed results. And that's why it should not be made law in this country, and independent senators need to decide ultimately in their own independent capacity what's best for Trinidad and Tobago.
And at
the
end of the day, who's the one who's advising? Who will be advising the prime minister? But she's not gonna wake up a morning and say, "Oh, look at what's happening in this area. Let me deal with this." She's not gonna do that. she is going to take advice from the Commissioner of Police and or the Chief of Defense Staff. And more than likely, it's going to come from the TTPS. You understand? That's who
exactly.
That's what, at the end of the day, is going to decide where these Osos are.
Exactly, and because they're presumptively going to provide some sort of evidence, or say we feel a zone should be called here, and you are now ceding control from civilian authority to the security services to abridge constitutional protections in a particular area. I don't understand how people not seeing the seriousness of it, and I hope to God the independent senators are seeing the seriousness of it.
Are you badgering the independent senators, sir?
I certainly am. No, I'm certainly telling them, look, do your job and certainly look at the legislation. I can't tell you how to vote because you're an independent senator. But I would suggest where I think you should vote. And I've always done that, but I don't make no bones about how I see legislation.
And that is good. I
buff the Honorable Paul Richards when he was an independent senator for one of the votes that he did when he abstained.
I think it was.
I said, what you abstained for?
Oh, Lord. Anyhow, people.
Hey, you. Yes, you. I'm talking to you. So you think you can sing, huh? Well, then be part of our Carnival Karaoke. You know what? I don't like that name. Let's call it Carnival Karaoke. Carnival Karaoke. We'll call it KANI OKI. Yeah, so you can be part of our Carnival KANI OKI on the Breakfast Show on New Era TT Radio. Yep, it's happening Monday to Friday at 7:50 a.m. starting Monday the 19th of January, and all you have to do is sing a verse and a chorus of your favorite Calypso, soca, chutney, old or new. Just sing it good, and you could be our KANI OKI singer, our champion for 2026. We're taking 2 contestants every day, and we're choosing one winner whose name will go into the championship box. And on Carnival Friday, the 13th of February, we'll have a grand draw for the KANI OKI champion on the Breakfast Show. The first ever prizes. Well, don't worry about that. You'll get something. Just come and sing and be part of our Carnival KANI OKI on the Breakfast Show and New Era TT Radio. Sing, the man, sing.
Sing, the man, sing. All right, so it's time for our KANI OKI on the Breakfast Show. You know what you have to do by now, right? We've been telling you all the time, call us.
Yeah, and you'll have to remember that there are prizes to be won. Just imagine that one of the prizes is $100,000 in cash to motivate you. Now, I say imagine that's one of the prizes. I'm not saying that's one of the prizes.
Like the man who went to change the US and imagine it had current.
You understand? So imagine it's $100,000 you're going to win. So you put your best foot forward.
Right, and we're taking 2 calls, right? 2 persons inside could try today. If you don't get through today, and you're not the winner today, you can try tomorrow. You can try the next day until you become a winner and get your name inside of the hat. Now,
when the finals come around, we'll be having you on camera. Just let you know that, right? You'll be on camera.
What is that?
I said when the finals come around.
Oh, the final person will get them on camera. But for now, hello, good morning, welcome. Are you calling for the KANI OKI?
Yes, I am.
All right.
I am Brenda from Penal.
Hi, Brenda. Brenda, you're going to sing a new song or old song, what?
I'm going to sing Shadow Dingoli.
Oh, you can't give me our all stars then.
No.
All right. You have your.
Why are you badgering the woman to hear what you want to hear, Sir Charles?
No.
You're badgering the woman.
I am.
You're badgering the lady.
Brenda, I am not badgering you, okay?
Okay, just give me a cue and I'll start.
Okay, go ahead, Brenda. Go Go ahead, Brenda. We're listening. All right, Brenda's queuing up her stuff.
Penal does have a delay or what?
Hey.
Brenda, where? Brenda, you had to sing in the phone, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. You hear it?
Go ahead, you sing. We're waiting for you to sing.
I'm playing a record.
Nobody had to sing. You had to sing.
You had to sing, you know?
Music sweet. Music sweet. The one who invents good music has to be terrific. That will be the one who created the sun and the sea, rivers and streams.
Music fills the world.
With happiness, plenty, sweetness, and togetherness. Music has no place or any need. Everybody to single it, hey,
hey,
single it, hey, If your clothes tear up or your shoe goes up, you could still jump up when music plays. Oh, lady, young baby, everybody could single it.
Yeah. Brenda, that's it.
Thanks, Brenda and Richard. Brenda and Richard, thanks.
Brenda, thank you very much. All right, that is Brenda from Penal there. Brenda and
Richard Pabarima. Yeah.
I was just doing a little backup. That was what I was doing.
Yeah.
But Brenda, good job, Brenda.
She has a singing voice.
All right, so come on, people. One more for today. If
so Charles, if you want top of things, because obviously you're not Steve Can, but if you want top of things, Steve Can would have brought up Dingole in the background one time after she finished singing, you know.
Yeah, but Steve Can
But you're not doing it. You're not good enough, Sir Charles. It's not good enough.
All right.
That is a hypocrite. That is a hypocrite.
And you know what is the most fun about it? The man know all the dynamics of this platform, you know. Hello, good morning. Are you calling for the karaoke?
Yes, I am.
All right.
What's your name?
My name is Jolene.
What is your name?
Calling from Cuba.
Jolene. Yes, G-I-double-L as in lovely, I-Y-N as in Nestle.
Jolene. Yes. All right, Jolene.
Already?
Yeah, Jolene. What is the song you're singing?
I'm gonna sing a chutney by Addis Family, Rajan.
Ah, okay. Chota me. Oh, okay.
Are you all hearing?
Yeah, you go ahead, man.
You all hearing me, please?
Yeah, Jolene, go ahead.
Okay.
All right, Jeline. Yeah, right, okay. Oh, Jeline's still going, man.
This is the best part of the song.
Okay, all right, that's good.
All right, Jeline, thank you so much.
Good job, Jeline. Good job, Jeline.
All right.
You know, Jeline, you bring back memories for me there. I'll tell you why.
Oh, Lord.
Every single political meeting with Patrick Manning, that man, he himself, Adish Samaru, used to come and perform that song. And the crowd used to go crazy in that campaign, those campaign days with Patrick Manning. I specifically remember that. We used to end the meetings with Adish Samaru coming on the stage and singing that song. I say now that song raised my paws, yes.
Well, yeah, look at it this way. I have to pick one between you and Richard.
And no, but both of them are very good.
Well, we have to choose one out of the two of them. So which one of the two you're going with?
I had them at that time. Richard, you had to break the tie.
Well, we can't put two of them in the box, eh?
Richard, you had to break the tie.
No, I would say put two of them in the box. I find both were good.
Yeah, they were very good. Two of them had good singing voices.
All right. So put both of them in the box.
Both of them.
Both of them. All right. So Jeline and Brenda. You both all going in the box.
Yeah. And Bengole, good songs. We start off with a bang today, people. So just a quick poll on the chat. Do you agree that both of them should be going in the box? 5 people, quick. Yes or no? On the chat. 5 people.
On the starter type. Quickly.
It was a great strategy, Cheryl Henry, by Patrick Manning when Adish Samaru with that song. All right, so we have Carol Guevara saying yes, Magic saying yes, Mrs. R saying yes, Ron DeSantis saying yes, Helen Prescott saying yes, Julia Samantha saying yes. Woo! Everybody saying yes. Both of them should go in the house.
Next thing, every day we had to get 2 people. Oh my word!
Chances of 2 good singers like that very slim again. Yeah.
All right. Okay. Well, people here, continue to practice, and tomorrow, just a little before 8 o'clock, we will open up the lines again to get 2 more persons competing, and hopefully one will outshine the other one. But like today, the competition was stiff.
And now we know for sure we have 2 listeners and 2 participants who we didn't know about before. We never see a Brenda chatting or Janelle chatting.
Yeah, Brenda will be there in the morning poll all the time.
Okay.
Yeah. You know.
But everybody's saying yes. Bernadette, Edwin, Colton say Janelle, Scorpion, Pepper. Everybody say yes.
Okay. Right. So let me say thanks to the folks at Sunshine Snacks, because that is where we're getting a couple of hampers for the winners so far. And also
so it means it's not $100,000 cash?
Wait now, man.
I was starting to practice, you know.
We accumulated.
Because I'm cashew nuts.
And also the folks out there at Bow Wow Pet Supplies. Yeah. The Bow Wow providing a prize. We ain't sure what the prize is yet.
Well done, Gregory and Kathleen. Well done.
Yeah, right? So thank you very much. So we're going for the news and we come back and then we wrap up.
All right.
The news you need, the clarity you deserve. Local, regional, global. This is Net Radio News Now.
This is News Now for Monday, the 19th of January on New Era TT Radio and Guy L Caribbean TV. I'm Derek McMillan. Thank you for joining us. Good day, everybody. The Law Reform Zones of Special Operations, Special Security, and Community Development Measures Act, 2026, was passed in the lower house, with 27 government MPs voting in favor and 11 opposition MPs against. The legislation gives Prime Minister Kamla Persat-Bissessar the authority to declare special security zones on the advice of the Commissioner of Police and the Chief of Defense Staff in areas affected by gang violence, crime, or threats to public order. Attorney General John Jeremy said the aim is to restore the rule of law, insisting the bill is not intended to marginalize any group. Opposition MPs warned of potential abuse of power, citing Jamaica's experience with similar legislation. However, government ministers defended the bill, saying it has helped reduce serious crime in other countries and will not be used to victimize citizens. Port of Spain South MP Keith Scotland has warned that the proposed zones of special operations law could further stigmatize law-abiding residents when the extended state of emergency expires on January 31st. Leading the opposition's response in Parliament, Scotland argued the bill risks infringing constitutional rights, including freedom of movement, property rights, and due process. He cautioned against replacing the state of emergency with what he described as another extraordinary security measure under a different name. Scotland questioned the government's reliance on similar legislation in Jamaica, noting court rulings that found aspects of those powers unconstitutional. He also raised concerns that 180-day designations could become permanent. Scotland said the legislation could deepen mistrust between communities and law enforcement, warning that residents of designated areas may live under ongoing collective suspicion, despite doing nothing wrong. During the U.S. operation that removed Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro 2 weeks ago, at least one U.S. military aircraft was reported operating out of Trinidad and Tobago. Air traffic control data and open-source analysis indicate that a U.S. Air Force-operated CN-235 aircraft arrived at Piarco International Airport from St. Croix in the hours before the raid and later departed during the operation. Records suggest the aircraft returned briefly to Piarco about an hour after the operation, dubbed Absolute Resolve, before leaving again for the U.S. Virgin Islands. The aircraft's role has not been confirmed, but it is believed to have been unarmed and not directly involved in the Caracas raid. U.S. officials have said the operation involved hundreds of military aircraft deployed from more than 200 bases. Allegations that SWMCOLL's acting CEO and corporate secretary, Ria Ramdeen, coerced contractors into making so-called donations are now under investigation by the State Enterprises Board and the legal department of the Ministry of Public Utilities. Public Utilities Minister Barry Patterath confirmed the probe, saying the allegations predate his tenure. Contractors claim they were instructed to make check payments to a private company, Cross Country Food Traders Limited, allegedly to secure continued work or payments owed. One contractor, Sastry Ramroop of Construct Rights Services, submitted documents alleging extortion and said his company is still owed money for work completed. Records show multiple contractors issued checks totaling more than $66,000. Cross Country Food Traders Director denied knowledge of any improper arrangements, saying the funds were used for donations. A San Fernando-based promoter has filed a breach of contract lawsuit against Jamaican dancehall star Vybz Kartel, claiming he wrongfully canceled a major performance despite receiving more than $1.1 million in payments. Jacho Entertainment Limited filed the claim in the High Court on January 13th, alleging Kartel failed to appear at the One Caribbean Music Festival in Port of Spain on May 31st, 2025. The promoter says Kartel was contracted for a fee of $1.35 million and had already been paid about 81%, with the balance due on arrival in Trinidad. According to the lawsuit, Kartel did not board his scheduled flight and later announced the cancellation publicly, blaming the promoter. Jacho Entertainment claims the cancellation caused millions in losses and reputational damage and is seeking damages, restitution, and interest. As we go internationally, tensions are rising after U.S. President Donald Trump threatened tariffs against 8 NATO allies unless they support his proposal for the United States to take control of Greenland. Denmark and Norway are are expected to address the issue later today, while EU ambassadors have convened an emergency meeting in Brussels to coordinate a response. U.S. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent defended the tariff threats, saying President Trump is using America's economic power to avoid conflict, claiming Greenland would be safer under U.S. control. The remarks have drawn sharp criticism from European leaders. Scotland's First Minister John Swinney said tariffs should not be used as a bargaining chip, warning they could damage exports such as whiskey and salmon. Meanwhile, Denmark's deputy parliamentary speaker rejected the idea outright, saying you cannot sell a population, calling the proposal modern slavery. And that's news at this time.
That was News Now. Stay informed with New Era TT Radio, NETT Radio.
S&H Rumbox, 137 Western Main Road, St. James, for all your retail and wholesale needs for alcohol and non-alcoholic beverages. Call us at 686-0599 or visit us at 137 Western Main Road, St. James. S&H Rumbox, drinking out of the box.
Jump into savings at Furniture Plus. Enjoy up to 40% off in-store and online. Find amazing deals on furniture, appliances, mattresses and more. Plus extra discounts on credit plans and free gifts with select purchases. Save more at Furniture Plus today.
This carnival, the seas are calling. Production Sounds and Ace Limers Entertainment presents Foreign Exchange.
Foreign Exchange. A carnival season boat ride like no other.
I wanna be somewhere where the music is.
Sunday, February 8th, 2026. Hearts Cut, Chakarama.
Step aboard the Ocean Pelican and experience where soca meets the open water.
Boarding 7 p.m. Sailing 8 p.m. Music by Production Sounds.
D.O.C.
Kevin Baker. Beats by Robin, Young Pro and Bounty the Voice. DJ Eldon. And featuring International Steven. All the way from the U.S.
Tier 1 tickets, $250. Tier 2 tickets, $300. Cooler included. No glass bottles allowed. Get your tickets now at islandetickets.com or call 29218-4747.
Sunday, February 8th, 2026. Hearts Cut, Chakaramas. Foreign Exchange.
With your bad energy.
Hey you, yes you, I'm talking to you, so you think I can sing, huh? Well, then be part of our Carnival Karaoke. You know what? I don't like that name. Let's call it Carnival Karaoke. Carnival Karaoke. We'll call it KANI OKI. Yeah, so you can be part of our Carnival KANI OKI on the Breakfast Show on New Era TT Radio. Yep, it's happening Monday to Friday at 7:50 a.m. starting Monday the 19th of January, and all you have to do is sing a verse and a chorus of your favorite Calypso, soca, chutney, old or new. Just sing it good, and you could be our KANI OKI singer, our champion for 2026. We're taking 2 contestants every day, and we're choosing one winner whose name will go into the championship box. And on Carnival Friday, the 13th of February, we'll have a grand draw for the KANI OKI champion on the Breakfast Show. The first ever prizes. Well, don't worry about that. You'll get something. Just come and sing and be part of our Carnival KANI OKI on the Breakfast Show and New Era TT Radio. Sing, the man, sing.
Advertise with us on New Era TT Radio, the fastest growing streaming platform for talk in Trinidad and Tobago. Audio and video ads welcome. Elevate your brand with us. Connect with us at newerattradio@yahoo.com or call us at 299-5156. Now what are you waiting for?
All right, we are back and ready to close off. So we had a good start to KANI OKI today. People, January 19th, 2026, we had an excellent start to KANI OKI. So congratulations to Brenda and Janelle. Is it Janelle? Janelle, yes? Jeline.
Jeline or Jeline or it's something.
Jeline with a G, you know, for giving us a good start to KANI OKI. And just to respond to Ms. Henry, I suspect Baron fell ill recently because he had performed not too long ago, and so he probably fell ill and is at a nursing home now. So they're going to use the funds from the Ministry of Culture to pay for his stay at the nursing home. That's what I gather from that story. All right? Yeah.
Is this Baron you're talking about?
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. Mm-hmm. So, I don't know what's Baron's age now. I don't even know. They haven't said.
Or 90.
Is he that old?
Nah, no, only kidding.
I think he's old. I think he's old. He's already in his 70s.
He's always aging people more than they are. He always telling me I'm 50 something.
Well, yeah. And?
Said there are just some things you're not good at. Well, yeah, that's right.
I had somebody do a double take on me again the other day. You know, I get this all the time. I don't know.
Oh God, it always comes back to you, doesn't it, Wendell? Yeah.
Well, because I have so many stories to tell, Richard.
Let's make the show about Wendell Steven. Yes, so Wendell Steven hour.
I have so many personal testimonials to give, Richard. If I start, I won't stop.
You want to give one every day? We can try and sell it, you know.
Which one you want?
Ever since he stopped going to that church, in that small church they have in Dabadi, he feel all the testimonials have to be done on the radio.
Yeah, it had nothing small about them churches. I keep telling you that.
Wendell, all churches are small next to the Vatican, which is a country. Okay? So you can call your big building that can hold 1,000 people big, but Vatican City can hold 1 million.
You see, you want me to go personal again because I've had a personal experience at Vatican City, and it's huge.
Go ahead. Right. We have some time. Go ahead.
No. I could talk forever, you know, about my travels and travels. You know, and about my experiences, my heartbreaks, and my everything else.
And not forgetting the politics.
Oh God!
So Charles opened that door and he said, "Go through."
Yeah. There is something.
Politics,
it may or may not become public soon, but when it comes, I'll tell you all more about it. If it ever becomes public, it may not come public at all, but if it ever becomes public. But at least I've cleared my way in certain quarters, so I hope that I'm going to go there and do my best and give my support, and hopefully all will be well at the end of the day.
All right, well, let's see if we can take a couple calls before we...
So Charles, you get an invite for Wednesday?
Yeah, eventually. I got one. I said that can only happen because I went there.
No, well, when they're sending for me and it's saying exclusively, I say I work with 2 colleagues now. I don't have a whole pile of radio station again. You see those 2 people, they had again. But Richard had got me even before I said that, and I sent them your contact and make sure. I say they ask me for anybody else. I say I don't care about nobody else.
Thank you very much.
That's who I work with.
Yes. I finally come out and know corner.
Because they say they can't get in touch with this one and they calling some old names now. I said, me, I don't say about them.
Oh, Lord. Anyhow, caller, good morning to you. Welcome.
Morning to Charles, Wendell, and Richard. Good morning to you all.
Good morning. Where are you guys be calling us from? Where area?
Different places. I live different places.
Where's your main place?
Arima side.
Oh, right. I could call you Mr. Arima then.
Yes, you could call me that.
I was going to call you Miss Folly.
Oh, no problem to that. No problem to that.
Anyhow, go ahead, Rima. What's on your mind today?
You know, I would like to thank I felt so good this morning to see that the Minister of Culture did what she did. You see, sometimes our Calypsonians, our icons, and them need the little push, the little assistance, right? They put Trinidad and Tobago, this country, on the map, right? And sometimes you see, when you're getting older in life, you're going down the road, right? You have no help. You have no help coming, not even from your family. They can ledge. It's not everybody has things well. So I find, you know what I find government should do? They should have a place, like when our icon reach a certain age and they can't help themselves, they should have a place in, you know, to place them in and have people looking after them, helping them, because they put us on the map. If it wasn't for them, we would not have been on the map. And they give us good music all the years around. You understand? So they should do something good for them. It's not everybody. Some people are saying, but all you want singing Calypso, all you're supposed to have plenty money. Where all your money gone? It's not about money. It's the things they do for us, for this country. Right? We should pay them back the duty before they go on beyond that. That is what I find the government should do.
Okay.
Help them out, because look, we had one team to do boxing, and look how we end up.
Yeah,
so how we should look at that part, because they're getting older, and they're going young. So help them, because they had us up, put us on the map. And I just enjoy the music. I just sing and I just dance to the music.
All right.
All
right.
Thank you very much.
Okay, Rima. Thank you very much. Yeah. Caller, good morning.
Hi, good morning, gentlemen.
Morning, Raymond.
I am concerned, do you think that Parliament should start when they have these important bills, like the Zosos and the ones with the penalties for traffic offenses and things? When you're supposed to debate these bills, shouldn't Parliament start around 10 o'clock in the morning so the public could follow the debate? Because this debate for the so when 3 o'clock in the morning, when people sleeping at the car, they listen and comprehend what the bill was really all about and things. You should have Parliament debating bills 4 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the morning when most of the people go to bed. They should start at 10 o'clock so that the public would be part of the debate. Don't you think so, gentlemen?
I
believe they should have a cutoff time for it actually, because most of the parliamentarians, some of us leave, some will be sleeping on their cell phone kind of thing. So maybe they need some kind of reasonable cutoff.
I don't think the problem is the time they start. I think the problem is the time they end. Yeah. The 1 o'clock start, I don't think is the problem. It's the 3 o'clock in the morning end. That might be.
If you do watch it, you see some of them sleeping on themselves. Come on, and just as I said, some of them are young people,
I can't tell the last time I watched Parliament Channel, honestly.
Yeah, buddy, good morning.
Hey, Charles, good morning. Well, Dan and Richard, good morning.
Dabby, I say use the first person I go in and get on the okay.
What?
I say I go and hear that, but he calling first this morning.
This morning, I'm not taking part again. No. Afraid. I will not take part because it's very. I'll wait and see, so I don't want to do it. Let it be.
Okay, Dabby. Go ahead.
I had to laugh this one. I heard the news. Peter Canny, yes, you see, Chairman said, I think it was good. Crowds turn up at the Savannah to see what they call it, flavor. So apparently this person, this government, and others like them go into the Carnival village like it's first time, because since that Carnival village, John, people open I have been going to it, and every night it full out, and of course, it's free, so people go, and sometimes they can't get a space. They had to go early, like 6 o'clock. You know what I mean? So he do it as though because of them, people turn out. People turn out anyway, and then they have the soca artists performing and Calypso and so on. People want to hear the thing. So, and Philip Alexander talking about first time the culture they have sent for the last 9.5 years. I don't know what rock they were under. It had to be a rock there because the type of rock they were under, that the air squeezed down and all, because they weren't hearing anything. So, and the head and the eyes inside. So, these people they had to listen, watch around, and then talk. So don't come and say because of all the thousands coming out at all, because I go to it and they always crowd. So, Mr. Canny, don't talk about things where you don't know. Have a good day, y'all.
Okay. Nobody, I've been in the Flavor Village in the past too, I went plenty bus night. I see nothing going on.
Yeah, they've had nights where it was very quiet.
Very sparse. They have a tent and they had some chairs, and sometimes nobody on the chairs and all that kind of thing. So I don't know. So the people and them getting some people to come out for one of these shows and things like that. I'm like themselves, no man.
But I mean, shows that are with certain acts, certain artists will get a lot of people, And that night with all those female artists.
Oh, that was
some big artists.
Yeah, that's big artists. Yeah. Talk about that. I think Patrice having a show this week too,
Yeah, I think a free concert.
A free concert. I'm going to that.
Yeah.
That might be the only carnival party I could afford.
Yeah, people need the relief, I guess.
If nothing else, carnival can give you a little release, something, some of those things. If you can't afford to go some of those things, the little free
that's why I say at the end of the day, despite what the country is going through or what is happening worldwide and so on, people are going to find a way to carnival, even if it's last minute. Oh God, let me go. Yes, I might as well, and that's what people do.
Yeah. Call out good morning.
Yes, sir. Sir, again.
Yes, Mr. Patrick.
I was reading an article on the papers yesterday with the government have some proposal. One, the one that is alcohol limit from 18 to 21 and marijuana use from 21 to 25, right?
But they've been talking that a while now,
Right. They want to tax food vendors on the street. Like double, Polori, China, anything.
Long overdue.
They want to tax them on the street. And they want to tax motor cars that is 20 years and over to be on the street. So I was having a conversation with a guy the other night. He said, and when you buy a motor car, it is a pay a tax.
Yeah, but I can't understand why for 20 years you had to pay under the sort of tax rate.
That's the proposal they was having. And I was talking to a guy who went Inland Revenue, a friend of a friend went Inland Revenue was to pay the tax thing for the renter. Right? And they said they have nothing in place for that, right? But in another conversation, a lady was saying she's 68. She has a 2-room and an extra renting to live because she collected 3,500 as only pension. Right? And she said everything gone up, drugs gone up, medication gone up, everything gone up. She said, why the government don't bring a proposal? Anybody over 65 who renting a little place don't have to get involved in that. What do you think about that, Wendell?
When they say renting the place in what sense? As in she owned the place and renting, or she's...
No, she plays rental tax.
She renting a room in her place.
Apartment she built. She was working and she built an apartment because she was looking for the future.
So she's a landlord now.
Right. But they're talking about you have to pay 3.5% tax every quarter.
Yeah.
So she said, but it's ridiculous because she only collected $3,500 a month to live with, to buy food, to buy lights, to pay lights, to buy medication, to do everything.
So her only form of income right now is the apartment.
The apartment. Most people who are getting pension and anything might have a little place they have and they collect a rent.
Yeah, but most of them have to do it under, you know, if they realize that they're taking their pension.
But that what she says, something wrong with that. So you expect somebody to live on 3,500?
Yeah, I find that kind of thing. I mean, if somebody
it's not pension, it's a grant.
It's a grant.
So the whole system oppressing people. 3,500. And if you have a car, and if you have a dog, or if you have a warehouse, you might get no pension.
Yeah, that is the unfairness of the system that we under. Mr. Patrick, thanks much. You know, there's for assistance like with children and stuff and thing too. I know someone getting some assistance for that child. I think it's like about either $1,000 or $1,300. And if they know you're doing anything at all, they're taking away that.
Yeah, once they investigate and find out you have some sort of income.
Any kind of income like gain.
Yeah.
That corn,
Because so I guess they would have asked you up front if you had, and you would have had to perjure yourself if you actually had another source of income.
No, but what I say is that even if you didn't have and you really got it at that point in time, because of the cost of living and that sort of thing, you may have to do something else to help yourself. So if it's like, even to say they put okay, well, you can do something else up to a certain limit then, you understand? But not even to say, well, okay, if you could do something if you up to a 4,000 or 5,000,
Yeah.
Nothing. Once if you're selling newspapers and making $10, I said,
yeah,
you're taking that. Yeah, they're taking that.
Anyway, we've come. You're taking the next call, or we've come to the end of the show.
No, we're leaving it there.
We'll leave it there today. I suspect our devaluation is coming. That's what I think is the next step. Richard Ragubasing, are you there? You want to say goodbye?
Yes, no, I'm right there. I'm right there listening.
Okay.
So I don't know about the devaluation, but anyway, I know we're at the end of the show now. So you know what? Have a fantastic day. Whatever you do, put a smile on your face. It's Monday morning, and of course, smiling and laughing is great for your health. And hopefully we provided some laughs this morning. I know sometimes we get heated about what we're talking about, and some of it is serious. And I assume that the independent senators know it's serious. And so
you see what I mean?
I could try to get a former independent senator as a guest.
Oh good. But anyway, so I mean a lot of this stuff is serious stuff. And I mean I think a lot of Trinidadians and Begonians don't and I don't underestimate that you are following stuff, but sometimes I think they don't understand what giving up those constitutional rights mean. And of course governments who want their way will phrase it in a particular way to convince you this is right and this is what we need. But sometimes it's just a reach for power that has ulterior motives, and it's a reach for power that has to be analyzed. And you always have to analyze bills and take an interest in what bills are being passed, and especially bills that need a constitutional majority. And so it now rests ultimately it really rests right now with the independent senators, and where they agree that such a bill is required. I want to hope that they will agree with what I am saying, that no, it is not required, and that abridging constitutional rights is not a crime fighting tool, which is what governments have kind of want us to believe. No, it's not. And people in the security services may want it because they want the latitude to do what they want to do. But that's not the country you live in. The country you live in is a constitution that sought, when it was done by Ellis Clark, etc., when we were setting up this country in 1962 and then in 1976, under the Republican Constitution, saw it fit to put those rights as a protection that's protected by that 3/5 majority. And that's for a reason. And it's not something that should be glibly done or done without real thinking and thought into giving. And if you're in doubt, to me, your default always has to be to the Constitution. If you're in doubt as to whether this is good law or not,
that is already a reason to back the Constitution and say, okay, the Constitution says these are the protections, those protections shall stand. Anyway, I'm done. All I could talk.
Yeah, no, I only want to say have a good day, people. Be careful on the roads. Remember to let go and let God. That's my part in salve.
And continue to practice your KANI OKI for tomorrow, people. Yeah. Hey, Wendell, go on. All right, okay. Richard, you still there?
Yeah, still there.
Okay, all right. Sign up the show there properly.
All right. So this has been The Breakfast Show.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. Wake up, it's a brand new dawn. The Breakfast Show got the vibes turned on.